What's up, guys? Welcome to Crypto Savvy channel. I'm Craig, and we are going to be taking a look at the charts. We got a little pump yesterday because of the CPI reports, but guys, I don't believe this is going to last. I think the market's going to give this all back. We're also going to take a look at Bitcoin. We're going to take a look at the DXY. The DXY has dropped too. We're going to take a look at that also. So make sure you stick around for the whole video. It's a lot to be said here, and a lot of things are lining up for that next low at around 14.5, possibly lower. We'll take a look at that also. I'll give you the areas that I'm watching for support and resistance to give you an idea what to look for. Definitely, if you haven't already, make sure you scroll down, smash that thumbs up. I'll wait a second while you do that. Thank you. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel and you like these daily updates, make sure you subscribe to the channel, smash that thumbs up, leave your comments down below, and tick your notification bell. That will get you notified when I post new videos. And remember, next week we're going to be starting the members only group videos where they're live streams for members only. You can use the join button in the bottom. So I think it's $3 a month. It's just to keep the trolls out while we do a live stream, so we can go over all the charts that you guys want to look at, and we'll kind of find the next opportunities that are coming in the next 6 to 9 months, which is when I do think Bitcoin's going to bottom, and I'll show you why. Obviously, there's no guarantees in any markets, but so far this has been playing out. We've been expecting all this since December 2nd. So far, so good. Now all the people that are calling for 100,000 and they have called the bottom at least 100 times all the way down, when the whole time we have been expecting all of this, guys. News is noise. It's all in the charts, in my opinion. Let's take a look. So obviously we spiked above our falling channel here. Now, if this was really bullish, then the measured move target would be around 38.6. Although, like I said, I think the market's going to give this all back. But if we look in the RSI here, we do have room in the RSI to come all the way back up here. But one of the things I want to stress in here, guys, is right here we have had lower highs in the RSI. Let me make that a little thicker so you can see it. Lower highs in the RSI along with higher highs in the price action. That is hidden bearish divergence. Hidden divergence is a continuation of the trend. The trend is down. So I do not believe this pump we had. Not to say we can't go up a little higher, but I really don't think that this is safe to be thinking the markets have turned around, guys. So be careful there. Let's look at the DXY. So the DXY, this blue line we were watching, we did break the blue line, 109.24. Let's get this off of here now. We'll move this. And looking at the bigger picture, as you guys know, we had been watching this for the breakout, and this is where I get my 122 target. Still believe wholeheartedly that we will most likely be seeing that. And if we take the measured move of this channel that we broke out of, gets us to that 122.15 range. Now, I do expect a pullback there. This may be sometime in February or March, which will line up with the false bottom for Bitcoin. Now, this coming down, as you can see, this is the daily chart. This line right here is our 200 EMA. We've had this 105 target. You can check all my videos. I have not moved this in months, right? So if we do get down here, I do expect a massive bounce, maybe a little wick below, but nevertheless a massive bounce. And if this does come down to here, that will line up with all the Bitcoin charts I'm going to show you for the bounce. So if we come down here, we may get to around that 14.5 for Bitcoin and get a bounce with the DXY into, like I said, if it does bounce here, I'll show you in the charts. Just bear with me. Let's take a look at the weekly. Here's our weekly chart. This is my big picture for the DXY. This is our measured move, 178. Like I said, I expect 122-ish, maybe in March. And then we have a huge rally, get a rejection here in March from 85 to 7,500 in Bitcoin, maybe, if this all plays out the way I'm thinking. And then we get this big bounce while the DXY corrects here, comes back up. Once it breaks this, I think we'll see our lows in the middle or end of next year for Bitcoin. This is going to be a huge rally. for the DXY, in my opinion. As you can see back here, look at this. This is the weekly chart. If you can see here, you look back in the 80s, we had nice pullbacks only for continuation to the upside. So this could take even longer, but nevertheless, I do believe that we will see these targets in the coming year or more. All right, let's take a look at the monthly. So the monthly, we broke our monthly RSI trend line, getting rejected here. Let's take a look at the weekly. The weekly, I showed you guys right here on the lower highs in the price action, higher highs in the RSI, showed us that we were going to get a dump. Same thing right here. And we have broken our trend line on the weekly RSI. That's why I do believe we will see that 14.5, if not lower, soon. So let's take a look at the weekly here. Now, these are our measured moves we've had forever. This is the weekly trend line. Remember, I said our false bottom will be when this trend line gets broken. It still has not broken to the upside, and I'll show you that in a different video here. But we're going to talk a little bit more about timing, right? So we called these right here when this broke. We had a measured move right down here to 24.5, which we nailed. And then we made another bear flag. We put this here. You can watch my videos from all back then. We called them way ahead of time too. Not the day before, way ahead of time. And this one was 17.5. We waited for that up here at 30, the break of 30,000. I told you, look for it at 17.5. Everyone was saying no way. Bam, we hit it. Still not our bottom, guys. If we look here, we have this rising wedge, rising broadening wedge, right? Our measured move of that is 14.5. That is why I stuck with this target. I still believe we will see that target. This is where I look for a bounce, maybe within the next 24 hours, but most definitely within the next week, we'll probably see this 14.5, and that will be a bounce area, right? Then everyone will probably be calling the bottom because that matches up with the 4-year cycle. I'm trying to warn you here, guys. I'm not being negative. I'm showing you where opportunity is. Just like this whole time, everyone called me negative, and there was tons of opportunity you missed out on. Pay attention. Now, the next target we have off of this, looking at this as a bear flag right here, this being the flagpole, that gets us to the 18.5. This is where I see us possibly February or March for the false bottom, 7,500 to 8,500, possibly as low as 6,500. But if you're watching the channel, we'll be getting more specific as this plays out. But this, I have these lined up about when they'll happen, right? So this would be February or March area, somewhere in here. Then we'll probably get a rally back up to that 14.5-ish, bounce around in here for a few months, and then sometime towards the middle of end of next year, looking for that 35 to 4,500. I'll show you more reasons why here in a minute, but that's what I'm looking for. So basically what it's going to look like is something like this, and then maybe make a range in here before coming down to this area. And then, like I said, we could range in here and get a big rally up and then come down for our ultimate low sometime in middle or end of next year. And why am I saying that? Let's take a look at the reasoning behind it and what I've been talking about since December 2nd. But before I do, if you guys are interested in trading, definitely check out Prime XBT. By far my favorite exchange. They don't trade against you. Use my promo code SAVVY50 and you'll get up to a $7,000 bonus to add towards your margin. SAVVY25 will get you 25% off your fees. Links down below in the video. There's also a tutorial on my channel. One more thing before we go into that. Oh no, here we are. All right, so this is the daily, right? These were our last bottom is ins, right? Bottom is in, right? Bottom is in, right? Bottom wasn't in. We've talked about this. Once the 17.5 breaks, it's most likely going to be our resistance. We'll take a look at that in the next chart. But if you look at the RSI down here, every time we've hit down here, we just reset, right, to make room for more downside. I believe that'll be that 14.5. Again, possibly lower. We're going to take a look at where that may go. Here's our daily chart that we've been following, right? I told you, look for the drop. Once we broke this trend line in the RSI, we broke it, and then we broke this one. And if we zoom in here, we retested it and got rejected. We may be done here heading towards our 14.5 target, which we've had for a very long time. Now, if we take a measured move of this falling channel or falling triangle here, that also gets us down to that 75 to 8,500. Remember, if this 14.5 breaks, this is where we're headed, and then we may be seeing a false bottom earlier than expected. But what I do think is going to happen, most likely we're going to get this bounce at the 14.5 area. That'll be the RSI way back down to here, get a bounce, come back up. We may bounce around between the 18.3. And if you guys been watching the channel, I told you once this broke would be a great place to short. Kudos to those that caught that short. Also, we called this short. If we look in the 4 hour, way ahead of time, we had that target of 21.5. We didn't quite hit the 21.5, but we did hit our area here. And that was just a measured move of this triangle right here, or wedge, whatever you want to call it. But that gave us our target there. Bam, perfect short. Told you if it broke this 19.2, look for the 18.3, which is exactly what we got. And I told you a good place to short would be the break of the 18.3. And I did short that. I shorted way up here. A couple guys in my group know about that. But I shorted up here, and I actually put my stops yesterday down at 17.3, which we got broken. I did re-enter the short. I'm in at about 17.5. So I'm still looking for that 14.5. Again, if we break up past this 18.3, then our next area to be watching for would be around 19.1. But as of right now, it looks like the 18.3 is most likely going to hold to get us to our 14.5 target. And again, guys, if that 14.5 breaks, look for much, much lower, right? All right, let's take a look at the .com bubble. This is Amazon on the left, right? This is Bitcoin on the right. As you can see, the RSIs are lining up perfectly. We got a rejection exactly where we expected. Now this timing lines up. All these tops, right? This top was April. This top was December. This top was April. This top was November, December, right? And now the bottom should be somewhere around in February or March over here, this low. Like I said, it could be as low as 65, but I'm looking for 75 to 8,500. Get a bounce back up to that 14.5, just like we got here. It will be a quick bounce. People will see that this trend line right here is broken, that weekly trend line. I'll get extremely bullish. And then towards, this one was in October, actually September is when we bottomed here. So if that was to happen, guys, you're going to get a big rally here. Everyone's going to get super bullish, only to come down and make lower lows. I explained this back on December 2nd. I'll leave the video at the end of this video that I made talking about how bubbles pop. You get big bounces, everyone gets bullish, only to make lower lows. They wish they would have sold up here. Then it bounces again, and then everyone's bullish again, magically, and then you make a lower low. They wish they would have sold here, and then they continue making lower lows, never getting back to where they wish they would have sold, right? Be careful out there, guys. There's a lot of people out here acting like they know what's going on. A lot of people don't have any real market experience, and just be careful what YouTubers you're watching out there. Most of them were calling for 100,000 to 500,000, and now they're still acting like, you know, somehow they were right. But anyways, as you can see, this is the same Amazon compared to Bitcoin bubble pop, right? Playing out beautifully, and I'm going to show you in the next chart. Now, if this does play out, then we can look for a huge rally after this, right? That's still 10x gains, right? The 35 to 45K, but that won't happen. It won't top here until mid 2025, somewhere in that range. So everyone's going to say that's because of the halving. If that's what you want to say, whatever. But it is market structure from a bubble pop, right? And then we continue back down, maybe a 50% drop back to 20K, 17K, somewhere in there, 2027, and then rally again. The markets aren't going to let everyone just get rich and go straight up, guys. This is the same thing, Amazon or Bitcoin right here. This is the Amazon chart. Move it over. Still playing out beautifully, guys. You cannot deny how good this is playing out, right? And then validation would be breaking this 55 EMA right here, and that's around 28.8 now. It keeps getting lower and lower. But anyways, that's what I'm looking for, guys. Be careful out there. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you did smash those likes. I'll leave those videos up top. The one is the Prime XBT tutorial. The other is the Amazon compared to Bitcoin chart, which I posted and I put out there on December 2nd of last year. If you would have been paying attention, you could have made a lot of money here shorting or sold and saved a lot of money. Be careful out there, guys. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, smash likes, leave your comments down below, and tick that notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. I'm out. Take it easy, guys.